The Gran Turismo World Finals came to my hometown of London and brought with it the fastest Gran Turismo drivers on the planet. So I grabbed this unique opportunity to ask each one of them 5 tips on how to become faster on GT7. And at the very end, I asked them to reveal their one biggest secret to help anyone get to A+. If you want to become a faster driver on Gran Turismo, trust me, you're not going to want to miss this one. Their answers even surprised each other. Let's get into it. So okay. I'm here with
Angel Inostroza,
Paul Euro,
Guy Barbara, Jose Serrano,
I'm Kyle Brown,
Valerio. Now my first questions for these drivers had to be about how to know where to position your car on track to be as fast as possible, because these guys know everything there is to know about that. So we've got 5 quick fire questions that we're just going to ask you. So if you just rattle off what you think for this, and we're just hoping to help those who are trying to get a little bit faster.
Yeah, for sure.
Like me. So I'm going to take some tips from it.
Come on, you're fast, man.
No, not
you're
fast.
Fast.
No,
yeah,
no. So we often see drivers using like different lines around the track. How do you decide which one's fastest and which one to use?
Well, it's kind of easy in that way because you have to use the whole track. So basically when you're entering a corner, you go through the widest line, and then when you go through the apex, you take the inside, and that's basically you're using the whole track.
In a race or qualification, how do you make sure that you hit your braking points every single time? Because you never miss. So how do you do it?
because I have the breaking point.
Yeah, and what
I memorize the breaking point.
What sort of things do you look at? Is it points on the road, or is it points in the scenery, or
In all the scenery.
yeah?
Yeah.
So for example, like a tree or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, anything.
Anything.
And you just try and hit that every...
Anything works.
Yeah?
Yeah.
When a new track is announced, like at the start of the week, whether it's a new daily race or whether the Gran Turismo World Series schedule is announced, how do you go about getting quick at that track?
So for example, now that we have done the online season and the tracks were announced, what I first do is always try to jump into the time trial to compare my lap times, because as you have the delta under your screen, you can check whether you lose or gain trying new lines, trying new braking points. And I think that's the best way to get a reference of how you have to drive in the track, every corner and everywhere.
So time trial first?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I hate time trial.
Yeah, I do as well. I do as well, but we have to do it
We've
sometimes.
got to do it. On some tracks, like Spa, you can use a lot of curb. On other tracks, like Dragon Trail Gardens, you stay away from the curb.
Yeah.
So how do you decipher how much curb is too much curb?
Well, on some tracks, the curbs are a lot more taller than other ones.
Yeah.
They can unsettle the car a lot easier. Some have a big lip on the inside, which if you go over it can kind of pull the car around.
Yeah.
So most tracks, you don't really want to hit those. Tracks like Brazil, Interlagos have that as well. When if you go over the curb too much, it can pull your car around. Tracks that have a smaller curb, you can use a lot of them, which then on the other side of that makes the track limits an issue. So if you go over too much, you get a penalty.
Yeah.
So you just got to know how much curb for each track, and the kind of height of the curb can affect the car and how your car kind of reacts to what it hits.
How do you, or do you even analyze your race or your laps?
You know, if something happens, I try to get over it, but at the same time, I still analyze a lot what happened and what I could have done better. Personally, I'm a very perfectionist guy. I even in my real life, and I always aim for perfection in everything. I don't know, even making the bed, for example.
How do you learn and drive a new corner that you've never done before?
I'd say laps and laps and laps and laps.
And we were just talking before that you're actually experiencing that right now.
Exactly.
So share what corner that is and how you've gone around doing it.
As you know, it's the Grand Valley track, reverse way, and the hairpin, which is normally downhill. Now it's uphill.
Oh, is this the one towards the end of the lap?
Yeah, in the reverse way, it's towards the end, exactly. And it is a very sharp corner, and the entry is so wide in the reverse way that at first, when I was doing the first laps, was like, I don't know when to turn in, when to, and because it's a little bit, how do you say?
It's cambered as well.
A little bit cambered.
Yeah.
It grips a lot sometimes, so you really have to know when to turn in, so you have the car fully straight. and I really had to put in a lot of laps.
Yeah.
And even the day before coming here, I found a better way to do it. So it's like every day I found a little bit there.
And was that in just time trial, like you said? Like,
Well, in lobby, yeah,
in lobbies?
doing in general, not only time trial, as you keep doing laps in whatever way you're doing, like training for the race with tire wear, and you just find something.
So what's your process for improving at a specific corner that you're not very good at? So for example, with me, I'm terrible at the hairpin at Suzuka. How would I practice to get better at that one specific corner?
So in my case, I had a corner like today to practice. It's also a chicane.
Which one is it, just so that we know?
The first chicane on Grand Valley Reverse.
Okay, yeah, I've been there, yeah.
And you come in that corner and sometimes you bounce on the corner, sometimes you go wide. But if you do it like 10 or 20 times in a row, you can sort of notice when the car starts to slide or when it starts to feel understeer. So you can anticipate that on every other time you try it for the next time. And then, yeah, you have to do it like 20, 30 times in a row to actually have the feeling or how the car is going to move through that specific corner.
Next up, I needed to know about how these drivers were so fast and maintain their speed over a full race distance. Which view do you use and why? Because it's quite unorthodox, isn't it?
I don't know how many comments I received every day about this. But yeah, I use the chase cam, of course, and it's been my main camera that I use since GT Sport.
Yeah.
I figured out that for me it's like better for like visualizing the track where the car puts the tires on the tarmac.
Yep.
And also, you know, for the surroundings.
Yep.
While I'm fighting, so like PvP situation.
Yes. Yeah.
And you know, so I was a hood player before, hood cam player, and then I switched and I found some how to say, comfort zone, I would say.
Yes, yeah.
But you know, I still receive comments of people saying, why are you using the chase cam? And you know, it's a bit a real camera because you know it's like the old school Gran Turismo camera.
We all started with the controllers.
Exactly. There were only two views. There was just the chase cam and the bonnet. You know? So
amazing. If you're in a race where your tyres are going off and they could technically make it to the end without completely popping and going red, or you could make a pit stop. What is your kind of thought process between that? Would you pit or would you hang on till the end? What kind of goes through your mind with that?
This is something you need to know before the race. But if you're pushing a bit more during your stint, you need maybe to just slow down a bit for the tires. So if you do that, just no drifting, gently on the throttle, on the big exit or something like this. Also, don't feel understeer on the long corners. And if you think it's not possible to finish, it's difficult, you know. But I think I will try to not stop and finish.
Try not to stop.
Yeah, try not to stop.
And just nurse it to the end rather than
to do the perfect everything, you know, on the brakes, throttle, corners, everything, for just save the tires as much as possible.
What's the best way to save fuel in a race, but continue to be quick as well?
So I would say when you're behind someone, coming into the corner, lift off earlier, just let the car roll a bit. And on the straights you can flick through your fuel map a bit, put it a bit higher. So yeah, easy to save fuel.
Do you do anything with gearing? Some people shift up early? Do you do any of that, or is it just fuel map?
For sure, also the gearing, it helps a lot, actually more. Maybe shift it like 60% of the rev bar. And a lot easier, make you save fuel, I would say.
Nice. Now you're faster over a race distance, you're most likely going to need to overtake some people. How do these drivers think about Racecraft? Next one, what's your mental strategy when defending?
Okay, the first thing would be I don't try to see the rear mirror. Never.
No, you're not interested, you're concentrating on what's in front.
Exactly. I mean, I use the radar, you know, but rear mirror not too much, because if I do that, I maybe, I don't know, lose the braking reference, for example.
Right, that's a good point. That's a good point. I'm always worried about what's going on behind me, so maybe that's where I'm going wrong. If you come across like a dirty or really, really aggressive driver, how do you keep control of your emotions and keep racing?
So it's hard, but if you think it in a cold way, like being cold-minded, you just can't do anything because you probably think he's going to get a penalty somehow. So, and if you do it, you're going to do it in return. You're probably going to get a penalty as well.
Yeah.
So, try to just stay calm. Look, it already happened. Maybe you can recover, and maybe you can try to overtake him. So, there's always a chance maybe to get it back.
So don't retaliate.
No, I'd say that just keep calm, keep your temper.
Yeah. What is your mental strategy when attacking another driver?
My mental strategy that I've adopted throughout the years, which I've been labelled a bit kind of aggressive with, is that it's a bit of a surprise tactic. If you're going for a move, don't play your cards too early. About 10 metres before your braking zone that you've picked out in your practice, try and move to the inside. Try and catch them off guard. Try and make them think you're not going to go for a move. Play it safe, and then attack like a lion like that.
Wow. So, okay, cool. How do you, despite when you're tired, remain focused and continue to do the best you absolutely can?
So on these days, for example, in the official season, we had 3 races on the day, lasting like an hour. In between, I will just get off the game, get something to drink, something to eat, and just relax for, I don't know, like 20 minutes. And then set your mind back to the game and just hop on and try your best again, I would say.
Nice. So important to like relax in between and not just go the whole way through.
Exactly.
What advice have you got for a driver who gets nervous before a big or important race? So for you, it's obviously probably something like this.
Yeah.
But for drivers like me, it's like daily race C at 12 o'clock on a Thursday. So how do you manage the nerves?
To be honest, it's difficult to manage your emotions, So I just need to prepare myself of everything can happen in the race, which strategy I can do, prepare myself before the combos, for the qualifying and for the race. I need just to know the maximum information during the race for be the most calm, relax during the race, and this is for me the most important.
How do you use the in-game radar to your advantage?
That, I think that depends on the camera you use.
So which one do you use, for example?
The
bumper?
No, it's not the bumper. The next one.
The one up that you can see the front?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Bonnet cam.
Bonnet cam.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I use that, so I don't have a rear mirror, so I depend entirely on the radar, and I use it for when someone is trying to attack me, what I said earlier.
Yeah.
And that's basically it. I mean, that's the usage you have to go. And what else? When you're trying to do a 2 or 3 wide, it's really useful.
So knowing where other cars are as well.
Exactly, yeah.
Nice. What is your warm-up routine before you go into your first race? So before you get into your first race, what have you done beforehand, if anything?
So for me, I have a certain thing that I tell myself is that, which I actually told the GT people when they asked me this question, is that for a race as serious as this one, I will race until it becomes second nature.
Yeah.
So I'm braking at the same markers, I'm hitting the same apex speeds mostly, within 2 or 3 kilometers of each other at each corner. So I'll just do it until it becomes second nature. So once I know that it's second nature, I can then push harder and find that kind of extra limit. So if I do spin out, I kind of know where that limit is.
How long would you say it would take you to get into second nature? Are we talking 10 laps? Are we talking 20 laps? Are we talking 50, 100? Is there a sweet spot there for you?
It depends how much I've done the track previously. So for the round 1 here in London, I haven't done this track much with this car.
Gran Valley reverse, right?
Yeah. Gran Valley reverse. I haven't done this combo much with the X319. So it took me a good maybe 30 laps to figure out where the braking markers are, to push the limits to try and find that. And then after that, it was just practice to become second nature. And then once that kind of clicks, it's not something you kind of work up to. It just kind of clicks one day and it works. And then you just start hitting the same lap times, same apex speeds, and same kind of markers. So after that, I can then maybe try and brake a little bit later, try and brake a little bit earlier, and kind of coast in more, so get more stability rather than understeering or kind of locking up. Just trying to find that extra limit after it becomes second nature.
Next, how do these quickest drivers in the world teach themselves and learn how to get even faster? So right before a race starts, what checks or what kind of routine do you personally have before you get underway?
First, I did I do time trial.
Yep.
To do the fastest time as I can do, and then check the tire wear and fuel consumption. So
Yeah.
for me, it's easy.
Yeah, of course it is. If you had just 1 hour of practice, like most of people do, like after work or after school or whatever, how would you structure that? If you had 1 hour to practice before a race, how would you do that?
I think we'll cut like 13 minutes, maybe 30 minutes for the qualifying, maximum pace you can do on the first. And after, just going for the race and go more slow, just for prepare your tires, everything, your fuel, and thinking about as well for the strategy. I think I will cut 13. If I was just only 1 hour practice.
To get to this level, these elite drivers have thought about every single step of the process very carefully. So how exactly do they have their game and rigs set up? Normally, people always say you need load cell pedals to be quick. But here at the Grand Finals, we don't have load cells. I don't use load cells. So do you use load cells at home?
No.
Is that so that you have the same thing?
The same setup, yes.
Have you ever used load cells?
No.
No?
I don't practice with a load cell.
Yeah, so you wouldn't, even if you had the opportunity, you wouldn't use them?
No. I don't like it.
Oh well, so there you go. The
Gran
best
Turismo doesn't work.
Yeah, so one of the best drivers in the world says you don't need load cells. I get a lot of people think you need to have the best equipment to be quick on Gran Turismo. What's your view on that? Do you think so? I mean, I know that here at the World Finals, you don't use load cells, and load cells are deemed better than normal pedals. So would you say you need the most expensive, best equipment, or can you use anything?
To be fair, I think you can even qualify in controller, because there was people back in the day that were qualifying with controller.
Is that Danny
Solis, yeah. I remember him. He was one of those that preferred using the controller instead of the wheel.
That's bad.
And I mean, everyone has its own preference in the end. I respect that because maybe you will say with the steering wheel you are faster. I mean, you kind of are, but maybe there's people who prefer like the simpleness of joypad. Yeah. Which maybe it could be a bit controversial, especially if we consider that sim racing aims to the real world, to simulation, like the actual simulation. Because in the end, with steering wheel, you are more precise with the inputs. You can manage better the tires, like with your feet, and you have more controls of the situation, even with the buttons. And yeah, I mean, that's how it has always been. But in the end of the day, you don't need to have a very expensive setup. I think Gran Turismo in this way succeeds in terms of accessibility.
Yes.
To welcome the new player, even if he's a beginner. So with even with the cheap devices. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's one of the positives of the many positives of Gran Turismo.
Yeah, it's accessible, isn't it? And you don't need the best, the most expensive stuff. But that wasn't all. I simply couldn't leave the event without asking each driver to reveal their one secret that will help drivers like you and me get faster. And that is coming up. But before we get into it, if this video has done you a favour, can you please do me a favour and hit that subscribe button? 300,000 is within sight now, and I'd love it if you could help me get there. Right. Let's see what these guys reveal. And then finally, we got like a kicker question here.
Okay.
So, give me one secret that you know, but not necessarily everybody knows about how to be fast on Gran Turismo.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you something. Yeah. Watch out about the tires.
Tires.
Yeah.
Okay. And wait,
I'm gonna
elaborate a tiny bit. Don't give us all your secrets.
Okay. No,
a tiny bit.
I'm just gonna tell you tire temperature.
Tire temperature.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rather than a trick in the game or changing a little bit of a setting, is more finding maybe a training routine that is useful for you.
Two things. I'll give you two tips.
Oh, yeah, go on.
For the strategy for tire wear, there's a massive drop off when the tires hit 50%.
Okay.
Once I hit that, it's not a gradual kind of like a smooth line. It goes 51%, 50, and then 49, and your times drop off significantly. It's like an on-off switch.
Yeah.
Which also leads me into my second point, is that the dirty tire mechanism in this game is like an on-off switch. It's not I've run off track, my tires will gradually get faster. And no, the tires last. It was previously 30 seconds. I think they changed it now to 20 seconds for all 4, and maybe 15 or so for 2 tires. Where if you go off track with all 4 tires, your grip level is the same. It's reduced, but it's the same for 20 seconds. Once you so if you go off track and you know that there's a corner that's very crucial, but it's 25 seconds away, then you can know that you're going to have max grip for that corner. So don't try and go slower through because you think you have dirty tires. Try and get that time frame between knowing when you've gone off and the second where you go back on track with all 4 tires is when it starts.
Patience.
Patience. 2 people are what? So you are more patient than others, or you see people who aren't patient enough?
Yeah, I see. Not all the drivers, but in general, the drivers are always anxious with overtake or something like that.
Yeah.
So I say always stay calm.
Yeah.
Do your race.
Yeah.
And then the result comes.
I would say with high downforce cars, be confident with the downforce.
Yeah.
Just turn in and feel that you have grip, sort of. Just pray, I would say, that you have grip.
Turn in and pray. I like
turn
it.
in and pray.
I think so many people know, but the casual people didn't know, I think, this one. But maybe the ABS week.
ABS week.
Yeah.
It's funny, you know, because Paul and
Same.
Jose and Angel were like, "Oh, what's this secret?" they all looked over. So you said so ABS week.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's good for qualifying, for being fast, because you have more rotating on the car, on the bigger airplane, something like this. You can help a lot for the rotates, but it's a bit struggling in the race. You need to really be comfortable with this, because your tire wear is burned.
Yes,
really
yes, because it drags more, right?
More rotate, so your rear tires is a bit struggling. But it kind of works, and this is something with the lap physics, you know, with so much on the steer. On time trial, I gain like 2/10.
Wow.
With the steer.
I think it's self-dedication and also self-learning, trying to even compare to yourself to the other guys, because mostly it's about like watching the replays and analyzing, or even making yourself your how to say, like, your discoverings.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think also if you have the how to say, if you have also the possibility to join a team, I think which is not really a secret, but it's like an incentive to say that you can share more data, and maybe there's stuff that you will not know about, and with comparing you can discover something that maybe you wouldn't discover. So
well, fantastic, Valeria. Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. It's really going to help
Thank
so
you
many
so
people.
much.
So thank you, mate.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, buddy. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Rory.
it. Appreciate you, bro.
Not a
Thank you
problem,
for your
mate.
time. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you, mate. I appreciate it,
Rory.
and congratulations again.
Thank you, Rory.
Thank you. Cheers. Thank you, mate.
All right.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Well.
Thank you so much. Cheers,
you.
mate. Thank
Cheers.
you. How incredible was it to hear advice from all of those elite drivers? A massive thank you to all of them who took time out of their busy schedule to help me make this video. If you want to see my full day at the GT World Series, you can watch that video here.